I also feel like it's a medium where you get to also show the real side of you. I know there's already social media to the fans, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
a little bit,
yeah,
like helps, right?
I agree. I accept that. It is most certainly an opportunity to engage people in your off-screen avatar or
Yeah.
persona and give them an insight into who you are and what makes you tick. Um, yeah, but like I didn't sign up for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just personally, if you ask me, I'd be more than happy just acting in movies.
I read somewhere that you take inspiration from your father for this character of Jayeshbhai. Explain to me how that happens, and also a little on the fact that you have such very strong and inspiring women in your life. I'm sure this role in a way was, you must have kept them in your mind as well when you thought of the discrimination that women face.
I'm so glad you asked. It was just this morning I was speaking with someone and they were like, thank you for this film. It's happened to me. I said, what do you mean? Said, my dadi refused to come and see my face when I was born, let alone hug me or take me in her arms. My father had to beg her to accept me. And I learned this much later in life and I was so hurt. And you're dealing with these types of themes in this film. So thank you for that. It's a very personal connect that I have to it. And it really touched me, it really moved me, the fact that she shared that with me. And furthermore, I think it's more widespread in our country and our culture than we think. And that I find is a very significant aspect of a film like this. So I'm very proud to be a part of a film which has this kind of message embedded in what is essentially a commercial entertaining package. I feel like Raju Hirani's films are like that, and I love his films.
Yeah.
I love that maker and everything that he puts out. His films are like that, happy films, colorful films, vibrant films about interesting characters, interesting worlds, but very, very real problems, and oftentimes, more often than not, dealing with themes that have to do with social ills that plague society, like Three Idiots was about student suicide and stuff like that, This film also, it's got, you're speaking about feticide, infanticide, female infanticide, domestic violence, patriarchy, dowry. But it's really essentially a comedy, It's just, it's a dramedy in that sense. So it makes you laugh, it amuses you. There are unique characters and situations and very quirky. And at some point, if all of if the character and the character's journey connects with you, it'll also move you, and it has a social message, which hopefully can make an imprint on people's hearts and minds, because I think it's a very important message. And yeah, I'm playing a father in this film. I have played a father in Bajirao Mastani briefly, for a very brief part of that film, but a much more in-depth exploration here. Now, I just got married like 3 years ago, so I'm not yet a father, but in order to really develop that characterization, how do you do it? So you transport yourself to those experiences in life where you've witnessed this or experienced this. And for me, the closest and most significant is my experience with my father, where, when I've witnessed that in times of adversity, how he'd put every ounce of himself into the relentless pursuit of protecting us and providing for us. He would do anything to make sure that we were protected. And in the worst of times, and everybody's life has ups and downs, there's good and bad, sometimes things are sunny, sometimes things are stormy. It was in those times of adversity that I noticed that I knew I wasn't stupid. I could see and intuitive enough to know what's going on. But even in those difficult times, to see how, he'd do everything to protect us from that, and deep down I knew what's going on, but he was trying to protect and shield us from it, and I could see that effort in him too, even back then as an intuitive kid, that he was actually making an effort to make it seem like it was all good when we knew it was not, but it was so heartening even then to and to see the kind of, you know, effort that it took mentally, emotionally, physically